This reading is for somebody who's at a make it or break it moment right now. I feel as though you are feeling especially passionate and inspired right now. You have been working towards something for quite some time. I feel like maybe you've given something multiple efforts, multiple tries. And what I mean by multiple tries is like maybe you've really put a lot of time and effort into something, and then you've kind of pulled back your energy, and then you've gone for it or gone after it again. And it's kind of been this back and forth thing, but nothing has really manifested. Nothing has really consolidated here. And what I'm feeling right now is that this is like the final straw, the final try, where you're deciding, all right, this is it. If it doesn't work this time, I'm giving up on it. That's it. That's done. Finito. So there's this energy of where before Spirit's showing me, you were like 99% invested in something, 98, 99, right? And you know that saying, that doesn't work. You have to be 100%. And so now at this final go round here, you are 100% invested. You are all in. You are jumping in with both feet. And that was what needed to happen in order for this to be successful. So for some of you guys, there is a fire that's been lit under your ass with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, the Death card, and then also the 8 of Cups here. I feel like for some of you, this is maybe a big financial loss, maybe the loss of a job, the loss of, I hate to say, but a loved one for some of you. Something that has happened in your outer world. For some of you, it could be internal, but for a lot of you, I feel external. That's really lit that fire under your ass where you're like, all right, it's now or never. It's go time. It very much has like Lose Yourself by Eminem energy, like 8 Mile energy here, where you're just like, I cannot fail, right? Failure is not an option. And that energy is going to catapult you towards whatever it is that you have been manifesting, whatever it is that you have been creating. That was exactly that final spark that you needed to be in this energy of going all in, putting every ounce that you've got into whatever it is that you are wanting to create, that you are desiring for yourself. This is happening. So we got the Queen of Wands and the Devil here, which is really interesting energy. And I was getting some interesting, we'll say, messages surrounding this. So one thing that I was getting before the Devil came out was that you may have somebody being sent into your reality who is going to help you, who maybe is successful in the avenues and the areas that you're wanting to be successful in, who can be sort of like a guide or a mentor to you. So that's going to be for some people. As the Devil card came out, what I was also getting was that there's this energy of integrating your own shadow here. And this is so funny. And I love this because like the collective I channel for, like I'm part of that collective too. So I'm relating this to something that I was kind of thinking about the other day while I was driving. And it was this energy of my own shadow and how I could integrate my own shadow more into my daily life, more into just my world. I feel as though for a big portion of my life, and I'm sharing this because I think some of you are going to relate, I kind of lived as my shadow self. And so maybe then my shadow, like how a lot of people, their darkness is their shadow. I think maybe like my light was more my shadow back then. And now that other side of me, it was almost like I was seeing my shadow side as a completely different person. I do have Venus and Gemini, you know, so like that duality energy. And it was like she had been in the front seat for a big portion of my life. Then I put her in the passenger seat and I started driving. But she keeps wanting to come out and take the wheel. And so I'm like, how can I work this energy so that we both are driving together? How can I integrate us into one person? You know what I mean? And isn't that the trick for everybody? But I'm feeling like whoever I'm reading for right now, this is something that you're needing to learn as well. This is something that's going to be like one of those final pieces falling into place that really allows you to be successful. And I think that there's a lot of pressure, especially like if I'm reading for somebody who's also part of the spiritual community, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're striving towards, there's this energy of a certain way that we're meant to be. And even if you don't fully fall into that trap, sometimes little pieces of ourselves kind of pushed to the side because we're not really sure how they can possibly interweave into this whole energy, into this whole version of ourselves. And I think a lot of this just has to do with the fact that as we grow and evolve, right? Death card, as we transform, we become different people. And so there's this confusion of like, what was never me? What was me that I'm now maybe repressing or suppressing? Sometimes pieces of us have to kind of take a backseat while other pieces are developing more. There's a lot, we're such fractured psyches and individuals in this third dimension. You know what I mean? Like, we're already a fraction of our higher self that's sort of like catapulted into this reality. And then we like fractionalize ourselves more and more throughout our earthly experience, right? And not to mention all the other avatars that we have in other dimensions, other realities, past, present, future, right? So it's just, it's kind of wild. I don't know if it has to be this complicated, but it feels complicated. Let me know if any of you can resonate with that. So let me try to get my thoughts together around this, you guys. It's like some of those pieces had to be put on the back burner for a time in order for other pieces to develop, like I said earlier. But now you're getting to the point where you need to reintegrate. Because I'm feeling for a lot of who I'm reading for, and this may be a collective, if you are divine feminine, that you may have strong Lilith energy. Right? I read for a strong Lilith collective oftentimes, for I am a strong Lilith energy myself. If you're masculine, like whatever the counterpart to that is, and you still have Lilith in your energy as well, right? Masculine, feminine, we all have both. But it's that energy of like, that aspect, that shadow part of you was kind of like, it was connected to the charisma. It was connected to the spark. So if you disown that aspect of you too much, if you don't reintegrate them, it's like, this is for my collective, and I'm sorry this is so like all over the place. I'm just really trying to, it's taken a while for this to come through, right? For this to come into form. And that in and of itself has meaning. That spark that you feel like you've been missing is your shadow. It's your Lilith energy. What we would call, if I'm reading for divine feminines right now, it'd be like your dark feminine. And I suppose a counterpart to that, there probably is a dark masculine as well, right? So you got to learn how to integrate that back in a way that is healthy. And part of this, remember, this is shadow energy. Part of this just has to do with accepting yourself. Like really fully accepting yourself and where you're at. It's okay if you're not like where you think you should be spiritually. Like, you may still have things that you enjoy, that you prefer, ways of being that are not 100% aligned with like maybe what you see as the highest version of you, but they're aligned for you right now. They want to be integrated. They want to be expressed in some way. And when you're able to do that, it's actually like, that's when the integration fully occurs. It's the repression of that, because maybe it's not like, doesn't feel appropriate. Like, continuing to repress that is actually just slowing down everything that you're trying to do. So you got to find a way to embrace that aspect of who you are, to become less fragmented and more whole. This is a big energy as a collective that we're moving through right now, is learning how to become less fragmented and more whole. All right. That message is going to make sense for whoever it's meant to make sense for. I love you so deeply. I honor you. I respect you. I also want to let you know that the one last message I was getting with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse is that once you figure this out, right, this is one of the elements that's really going to help all your manifestations come through, those floodgates open for you. Be aware of who you keep around you. All right? Because there are challenges. You know how they say more money, more problems? Some of you guys, it's wealth manifest that you're wanting to manifest, whatever it is, whatever kind of overflow. Okay, there's going to be a new set of challenges and a new way that you need to conduct yourself in that new energy. And you really want to make sure that you are paying attention to who's around you, who's sitting at your table, so to speak. You want to like pay attention right now to who is vibing with you and who is not, and really let those people go who are not aligned, because there is this energy here of just people taking advantage, and also just making sure that you stay really rooted and grounded in who you are, that humility, all of that energy as you move forward into this next chapter of your life, because you are going to continue to be a lighthouse for other people and an example for others to follow.